There are moments in life when the very people you trusted, the very ones you loved and believed in, turn their back on you. They smile in your face, but secretly plot your downfall. And when it happens, it shakes your heart. It makes you question your worth. It makes you wonder why. But hear me carefully. Betrayal is never the end of your story. It's a doorway to something greater. What they thought would break you will build you. What they meant for evil will become the very reason you rise higher than ever before. They thought betraying you would make them powerful. They thought their lies, their deceit, their schemes would elevate them while leaving you broken. But let me tell you something. Betrayal is not the weakness of the betrayed. It is the exposure of the betrayer's heart. Integrity is the true test of character. And when someone chooses to betray, they are revealing who they really are, not who you are. Integrity is like a shield. It guards you even when you are under attack. And those who betray, they don't realize they are digging a pit they themselves will fall into. Have you ever noticed when someone tries to destroy you, they are unknowingly destroying themselves? You see, integrity doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't even need to defend itself, because time, oh yes, time will always reveal the truth. The one who was loyal will always rise again, but the one who was treacherous will always be trapped by the weight of their own actions. Do you know why? Because betrayal carries a curse within itself. It cannot prosper without consequence. It may look like the betrayer is winning for a season, but seasons change, don't they? And when the season changes, the fruit of betrayal becomes bitter in their own mouth. So don't lower yourself to their level. Don't fight fire with fire. Don't let their poison become your poison. Keep your integrity intact. Keep your heart pure. Keep your spirit focused, because the very storm they created for you will become the storm that sinks them. Integrity always wins in the end. It may not be immediate. It may not be visible right away, but it is inevitable. The betrayer will face the mirror of their own deeds, and that reflection will ruin the very life they tried to build on the foundation of lies. So the question is, will you allow their betrayal to define you, or will you allow your integrity to refine you? Because you are not what they say about you. You are what you choose to remain when they lie, when they plot, when they leave. Remember, integrity is power that cannot be stolen. It is honor that cannot be taken away. And when you stay true, heaven itself fights for you, and heaven never loses. But here's the mystery. If betrayal exposes the heart of the betrayer, what does it reveal about your destiny? Oh, wait until you see how their betrayal becomes the key to your elevation. When loyalty is tested, true character is revealed. Anyone can smile with you in seasons of abundance. Anyone can clap for you when you're winning. But when the winds shift, when the pressure rises, when the journey gets heavy, that's when you really see who is with you and who is only with what you can give them. Loyalty is not proven in comfort, it is proven in conflict. And betrayal, oh yes, betrayal only happens because there was once trust. You cannot be betrayed by someone you never trusted. You cannot be hurt by someone you never opened your heart to. So when loyalty is tested, masks fall off. The one who truly values you will stand even when it costs them something. But the one who is only pretending will run, and sometimes they don't just run, they push you down on their way out. But listen carefully, their disloyalty does not diminish your value. Their decision does not define your destiny. It only defines them. And what they fail to understand is this: when you break loyalty, you break something sacred. And the consequences of that fracture follow them far longer than they ever imagined. You see, loyalty is a seed. When you plant it, it grows trust, it grows relationships, it grows favor. But betrayal is a weed. It looks harmless at first, but it spreads silently, choking everything around it. Those who betray don't realize they destroy their own future by destroying the bridge they might one day need to cross. Because life has a way of circling back. The same person they betrayed is often the same person whose help they will need. And when that day comes, they will reap the harvest of their own choices. So don't weep too long over who left you. Don't lose your peace over who chose to betray you. Sometimes loyalty is tested so you can see clearly, so you can know who deserves to go with you to the next level and who cannot handle where you are going. There are places destiny will take you where disloyal hearts simply cannot follow. And when they fall away, it's not a loss, it's protection. But here's the deeper truth. What if betrayal is not just revealing their heart, but also preparing your heart? What if the pain they caused is the very pain that will unlock a greater purpose in your life? Wait until you see how the very wound they gave you becomes the path to your promotion. How betrayal becomes the seed of your elevation. Oh yes, what they meant for harm can be the very thing that propels you higher. Sometimes it takes a knife in your back to push you into the next chapter of your life. Think about it. If they had not betrayed you, would you have moved? Would you have left that place of comfort? Would you have discovered the strength you didn't know you had? Betrayal is painful, yes, but it is also a divine tool, a force that shakes you out of the familiar and positions you for the unfamiliar, the greater, the higher, the better. You see, every betrayal carries a hidden blessing, but you can't see it in the moment of the wound. At first, all you feel is the sting, the loss, the confusion. You ask, why did they do this? Why would someone I trusted turn against me? But as time unfolds, you begin to see the bigger picture. You realize their actions pushed you out of a place you were never meant to stay. It forced you to stop depending on people and start depending on purpose. It redirected you to a path you might have never chosen on your own. Remember this, destiny is not delayed by betrayal, it is accelerated. What they plotted to end you becomes the very reason you rise. Betrayal may have closed a door, but it opened the right one. And the very people who thought they removed you from your place unknowingly positioned you for the place you were truly meant to be. They thought they were burying you, but they were planting you, and a seed once planted must grow. So don't despise the betrayal. Don't let bitterness poison your future. Let it make you better. Let it sharpen your vision. Let it awaken your true self. Because every great elevation is preceded by a great shaking. And betrayal is often that shaking. The higher the call, the deeper the betrayal. But the deeper the betrayal, the greater the glory that comes after it. So lift your head. You are not buried, you are planted. And you are about to rise in ways that will make even your enemies wonder how you survived. And here's the mystery. If betrayal is the seed of elevation, then what happens to those who sowed it? What harvest will they reap from the pain they caused? Oh, just wait, because their own actions will return to them in ways they never expected. Why those who hurt you can't escape the harvest of their actions. Listen carefully. Everything a person does is a seed. Words are seeds. Actions are seeds. Betrayal is a seed. And no seed planted in the soil of life goes without producing a harvest. They may think they have gotten away with it. They may laugh in the moment. They may even seem to prosper for a while after betraying you. But time is the great equalizer. Life has a way of returning to them exactly what they gave to others. There is a universal law at work. What you sow, you must reap. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but the seed of betrayal carries within it the fruit of regret. And when it grows, it always grows bigger than what was sown. That's why you never need to fight revenge with revenge, because betrayal punishes itself. It corrodes the heart of the betrayer. It haunts their conscience. It follows them into places they thought were safe. They might cover it up with pride They might hide it behind a smile, but inside, the weight of what they've done will eventually crush them. You see, when you harm someone who trusted you, you're not just wounding them. You're wounding yourself. When you break loyalty, you break favor. When you destroy trust, you destroy the very foundation that could have carried you further. And those who betray never realize the door they slam on someone else is often the same door they will need to enter in their future. Life has a strange way of circling back. The same person they betrayed may hold the very key they will one day need. And when they reach for it, they will find it gone, because betrayal always removes the bridge back to grace. So don't waste your time worrying about how they seem to be getting away with it. Don't let your heart be consumed with anger, because you are not the one who has to settle the score. Time, truth, and life itself will take care of that. Focus on keeping your own hands clean, your own spirit free, because what they reap is between them and the law of life. And make no mistake, it will come. But here's the deeper revelation. If they must reap what they sowed, then what about you? What harvest comes to the one who remains faithful, who stays pure even in the midst of pain? Oh, the reward of loyalty is far greater than the cost of betrayal. Wait until you see what awaits the faithful, rising above the pain that was meant to destroy you. Oh yes, the wound was real, the tears were real, the loneliness was real. Betrayal cuts deeper than almost any other pain because it comes from someone you allowed close. A stranger can't betray you. Only someone you loved, someone you trusted, someone you believed in has that power. And when it happens, it feels like the very ground beneath you is shaking. You ask yourself, how could they do this? After all I've done, after all we've shared. But listen carefully, pain is not the end of your story. Pain is a teacher. Pain is a purifier. Pain has a way of revealing strength you didn't know you had. What was meant to destroy you can actually develop you. That betrayal, it can awaken your discernment. That rejection, it can sharpen your focus. That loss, it can push you into a version of yourself you didn't know existed. You may not see it now, but this pain is a doorway, not a wall. You rise above pain by refusing to let it harden your heart. Don't let what they did to you become what you do to others. Don't let their darkness steal your light. You rise by forgiving, even when it's hard, not for them, but for you, because forgiveness frees you from the prison of their actions. You rise by choosing to see the lesson instead of only the wound. And you rise by realizing that your value was never reduced by their betrayal. You are still who you were before they left. In fact, you are more. You are wiser. You are stronger. You are deeper. Remember this: what they meant to break you will become the very thing that makes you unbreakable. What they thought would end you will prepare you for a greater beginning. Life does not stop because of betrayal. Destiny does not die because of pain. The betrayal that came to bury you will be the same experience that lifts you to a place where they cannot reach. And one day, you will look back and say, if it had not been for that betrayal, I wouldn't be where I am now. But here's the powerful twist. If you can rise above pain, if you can turn wounds into wisdom, then what about the unseen forces that have been protecting you all along? Wait until you understand that even in betrayal, there was a divine protection at work, shielding you from something far worse, divine justice. When life turns the table on your enemies, oh, don't be fooled by how it looks right now. Don't be deceived by their temporary laughter, their short-lived success, their loud boasting after they betrayed you. Life has a way of balancing itself. Justice may seem slow, but it is never absent. What they planned in secret will be exposed in the open. What they try to take from you will slip through their hands, and the very trap they set for you will become the snare that catches them. There is a law greater than human manipulation, greater than lies, greater than betrayal. It is the law of divine justice. It may not happen on your timeline, but it will always arrive on the right time. Those who thought they were clever, those who thought they had the upper hand, will one day look back in regret, realizing they lost far more than they gained. Because when you touch someone who is walking in purpose, when you try to destroy someone who is aligned with destiny, you are not just fighting them, you are fighting the one who sent them. And no one wins that battle. So be still. Let life handle what you cannot. You don't need to chase revenge. You don't need to defend yourself against every whisper. Every lie, every betrayal, truth has a way of rising. Justice has a way of finding its mark. And when it does, it doesn't just vindicate you, it elevates you. The same people who doubted you will watch you rise. The same voices that mocked you will have to witness your restoration. And sometimes, the very ones who hurt you will have to come back and acknowledge what they tried to deny. Understand this tables always turn. And when they turn, it happens in a way that no one can explain. The betrayer who tried to shut your door will find their own door closed. The one who tried to bury your name will watch your name be honored. And you will be standing stronger than ever, untouched by their schemes, because divine justice doesn't just balance the scales, it multiplies the outcome. But here's where it gets even deeper. If justice turns the table on your enemies, then what happens to you while you wait? What kind of transformation takes place inside you during the waiting season? Wait until you discover that the waiting itself is shaping you for something even greater than justice. The silent consequences of a treacherous heart. Oh yes, betrayal may look bold on the surface, but it leaves invisible cracks deep within the betrayer's soul. They may smile in public, but behind closed doors, the weight of what they've done begins to press on their conscience. They try to ignore it, they try to justify it, they try to silence it, but the truth has a way of echoing louder than denial. You see, treachery carries its own punishment, guilt that cannot be erased, peace that cannot be found, and a lingering fear that what they did will one day come back to them. A treacherous heart is never at rest. It's restless. It's anxious. It cannot fully trust anyone because it knows how easily it betrayed trust itself. And slowly, without them even realizing it, the very character that betrayed you begins to betray them. Their relationships suffer, their integrity erodes, and the favor they once had starts to disappear. Because when you violate trust, you violate a spiritual law. And that law cannot be broken without a cost. They thought they gained something by betraying you, but in truth, they lost something far greater. They lost their peace. They lost their credibility. They lost the unseen protection that comes from walking in honesty. And here's the mystery. They don't even understand why their life feels empty, why doors stop opening, why relationships keep falling apart. They don't realize it's the silent consequence of their own treachery, working quietly in the background, unraveling the very life they tried to build. And while they live in the shadows of their own choices, you have the opportunity to live in the light of freedom. You don't have to carry their poison. You don't have to live with the torment that belongs to them. That's why you must release them and move forward, because the weight of their own betrayal will do more to them than your anger ever could. So never envy the betrayer, no matter how successful they appear. Never wish for their position, because what looks like gain is secretly loss. They carry a burden they cannot escape. They reap a harvest they cannot avoid. And in time, the consequences speak louder than their excuses. But here's the question. If the betrayer suffers silently under the weight of their own heart, then what about the one who stayed true? What unseen blessings are prepared for the faithful, for the loyal, for the one who chose integrity even when it cost them everything? Wait until you see the reward of a pure heart. From wounds to wisdom, betrayal hurts. Yes, but it also teaches. It reveals what words could never explain. It shows you the true nature of people, and even more, it shows you the true strength within yourself. Wounds have a way of shaping perspective. They teach you to discern beyond smiles, beyond titles, beyond empty promises. They teach you who deserves your trust and who only deserves your distance. And as painful as it feels, every wound carries a lesson that makes you wiser than before. You see, wisdom is rarely born in comfort. It is born in hardship. It is born when your heart breaks and you survive. It is born when the people you believed in walk away and you learn to stand alone. Wisdom comes when you stop asking, "Why did this happen to me?" and start asking, "What is this teaching me? What am I becoming because of this?" Suddenly, you realize the betrayal didn't just leave you with pain. It left you with insight. And insight, my friend, is priceless. Betrayal teaches you the value of loyalty because you've tasted disloyalty. It teaches you the power of silence because you've heard the noise of lies. It teaches you to rely on purpose rather than people because you've seen how quickly people can change. And this wisdom becomes your shield. It protects you from falling into the same traps. It prepares you for greater relationships, greater opportunities, greater seasons ahead, because now you know better. The wound they gave you, it will heal, but it will leave a mark. And that mark will remind you not of weakness, but of strength. It will remind you that you survived what was meant to break you. It will remind you that you learned, you grew, you became wiser. And as you walk in that wisdom, you will begin to see how what was meant for harm actually refined you into someone far greater than before. So don't despise the wound. Don't hide from it. Let it teach you. Let it shape you. Let it push you closer to the purpose that pain always reveals. Because betrayal doesn't just end a chapter. It begins a new one with a clearer vision and a stronger you. But here's the deeper mystery. If wounds can lead to wisdom, then what can wisdom lead to? What happens when the lessons of betrayal unlock the doors to a destiny that even betrayal couldn't stop? Wait until you see how this wisdom positions you for something far beyond what you lost, why your destiny is untouchable despite human schemes. Oh yes, they may have plotted, they may have schemed, they may have whispered in secret rooms, thinking they could cancel what was written about you. But listen carefully, no betrayal, no lie, no weapon formed against you can erase a destiny that was divinely designed. Your purpose was written long before their plans. Your assignment was established long before their deception. And what heaven has ordained, no human hand can overturn. They thought removing you from a position would remove your purpose. They thought silencing your name would silence your calling. But destiny is not tied to their approval. Destiny does not bow to betrayal. In fact, sometimes betrayal is the very tool that pushes you deeper into purpose. Because when people walk away, when doors close, when betrayal strips you of what you thought you needed, it forces you to lean fully on the one who holds your destiny. And when you do, you discover that your future is not in their hands, it's in greater hands. Understand this, no one can stop what was already set in motion for you. They can delay it, but they cannot destroy it. They can try to block you, but they will end up building the very path you will later walk on. Even their schemes become part of the process. What they meant for evil becomes the very thing that propels you forward. They become unwilling participants in the fulfillment of the plan they tried to stop. Isn't it amazing? The harder they try to fight your destiny, the more they end up confirming it. So don't waste your breath explaining yourself to those who don't understand you. Don't exhaust your energy fighting battles that destiny will already win for you. Just keep walking. Keep believing. Keep moving forward. Because when the time comes, the very people who doubted you, The very ones who betrayed you will have to watch you step into the place they said you'd never reach. And here's the powerful truth. When destiny unfolds, it doesn't just restore what you lost. It gives you more than you imagine. It elevates you to a place where betrayal can no longer touch you, where lies can no longer reach you, where schemes can no longer harm you. Because once you rise into purpose, you become untouchable. But here's the question that remains. If destiny cannot be stopped, if betrayal cannot cancel what is written, then what happens when you finally step into that place of fulfillment? Wait until you see how the very pain that tried to destroy you becomes the platform for your greatest victory. The unseen hand that protects and vindicates the righteous. You may not see it, but it's there in every betrayal, in every painful moment, in every season when you wondered how you would survive. There was a hand guarding you, a presence covering you, a power working beyond what you could understand. They plotted against you, but their plan didn't work. They spoke against you, but their words had no lasting effect. Why? Because there is a protection over those who walk in truth, a shield that cannot be penetrated by human schemes. Sometimes you don't even realize what you've been saved from. You don't know the conversations that were stopped, the traps that were dismantled, the dangers that were redirected. You only saw the betrayal, but you didn't see how much worse it could have been. You only saw the wound, but you didn't see the unseen mercy that kept you standing. That's why you're still here, still breathing, still moving forward, even when they thought it was over for you. And not only does that unseen hand protect you, it vindicates you. Oh yes, in time, truth will speak louder than lies. In time, the story will unfold in a way no one expected. In time, the very ones who doubted you will see that you were never defeated. You were being prepared. Vindication is not about proving them wrong. It's about proving that purpose was right all along. It's about rising in such a way that the only explanation is that you were carried by something greater than yourself. So you don't have to fight every battle. You don't have to answer every accusation. You don't have to waste your energy trying to convince anyone. Just keep your heart pure, keep your hands clean, keep walking in integrity, because when that unseen hand moves, no one can stop it. When it opens a door, no one can shut it. When it lifts you up, no one can pull you down. And this is the beauty of it all. What was meant for your downfall becomes the very proof of your destiny. The betrayal that came to bury you becomes the reason you bloom. The pain that came to silence you becomes the reason your voice is heard. And the tables, oh, they always turn. So hear this today, you are not forgotten. You are not defeated. You are not at the mercy of what they did. You are protected by something greater, guided by something stronger, destined for something higher. The betrayal was not the end. It was the beginning of a greater plan. Hold your head high, keep moving forward, and watch how everything they meant for harm becomes the very reason you shine. And as you rise, remember, your story is far from over, because the best chapter has yet to be written.